can I combine custom quilting with just quilting? Absolutely. You will take your tile, you'll plan your quilt out before you get started with everything that you're doing. You know, you would have to plan it because custom quilting, and know your size of blocks that you're going to use. And like I said, use your marker. This is your ace in the hole. Do not let your kids get a hold of this, because this is such a good tool to use. You have to have it. And then when you do your edges, what's really nice, Kimberbell has the best tape, because you will go and you will tape your edges down, especially if you're quilting off of your piece that you're doing. So you want to tack that down. It's very important. So we're going to get started here. We're going to embroidery, and it's telling me to change to a larger frame because it's too big. So let me delete, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to go smaller because I'm nervous this morning. I don't guess any of you guys get nervous. Well, I do. So I'm going back to the swirls, and I'm just going to pick and I should have got a bigger frame out, but I was trying to rush, so I'm going to drop back and do a 6x8, and I hope that, and I have to go to a bigger frame. I was rushing when I was doing this morning, and I didn't have Lori behind me telling me not to do it, but I can get you to there. And I'm going to drop to smaller. I've got a 6x10 frame in. How about if we do a 4x8? All right, there we go. But I was rushing around, and you know, I'm not planning to quilt this because it's 3 layers. I use contrasting colors on the top versus the bottom. Now you say, can I use my quilting thread? Well, absolutely. If you've got a good thread, and you know, if you want to use coordinating colors, you know, when you first start, use the same color, but I use contrasting colors so that I could give you the full effect of the quilting. And of course, with this, you just, it's going to be smaller than my 6x10. I don't know, I thought if I had grabbed a 6x10 frame that it would work. But if you can get down there close, Lori. And we just wanted to show you and go into depth. Now you'll see that these lines are out because I had set it up for a 6x10, but we're doing a 4x8. And remember, you got to have 3 inches extra all the way around. All right, we did that. That's just a line. So now I'm going to hit the button again. And, you know, this is kind of like doing a...
we did block by block. So.
Yeah, we're doing a block by block. So I'm just showing you everything. And I wanted to show you how easy it is to do it. And you'll see on the camera here, what's really nice about the Luminaire, it just shows you everything. Now with your machine comes grids, and your grids you can line up like afterwards, but if you don't have your grid out, which most of you don't, because we talk about it all the time, and you say, I never use that. So that's your option, but you've got everything lined up in the center here if you're doing it. Okay. Oh, I came unthreaded. And you know, with Brothers machines, I always put my presser foot down to control the thread. I go through the gap of the teeth is what I call it. Now I'm going right here, and I'm doing the outer part of it. I just want to take you through the whole process of doing a block. Okay, now I'm seeing if I can just go around everything. And it stitches out beautiful. Now you don't have to do this. You can skip through all of this if you want to. But I just wanted to show you when you get your blue tiles how easy it is to just do it. Alright, now we're going inside and we're getting ready to quilt. Beautiful designs, consistent throughout the whole process of it, embroidering out with the quilting feature. You know, when you're at home or you're doing things that you want to put on the table, if you're doing a table runner, you're doing placemats, I would do these at home. Now, once again, there'll be people that break all the rules, but when you first start out, just go gentle and see. And when you do it, start with use some light fabric and do use some contrasting threads so that you can see the design better, and take a picture of it. You know, a lot of times you don't see the beauty of the quilts when they're quilted and you square them up, but you put them in a picture and put them on Facebook and you go, oh, wow, look at the colors that she used and how beautiful it is. But you know, you could go over to the side here and use your smaller blocks and custom quilt right into this quilt that I'm doing. You know, you can design your quilts like that. You can use like the grunge or use the thatched, do different colors, but plan your quilt out with your blue tiles, and you have created a custom table topper, table runner. You know, with Kimberbell, the bench pillows, these are great to custom each block that you do. So we wanted to show you this morning, how sweet it is and how easy it is to do. But keep in mind, I had marked the 6x10, thinking I was going to use that because I got a 6x10 frame. But I would have had to go to the 8x12, the 9x14 to do the 6x10, and I wasn't thinking, because my mission is to show you as much as I could. And we don't like to take up a lot of your time with our Facebook Live, but we like to give you as much educational information as we possibly can. And once again, they always say, start in the middle when you are quilting so that it works the fullness out. And you're going to baste it with some spray away from your machine. And if you notice, I like to see the frames this clean. And if you spray on them, you really should clean them up. And we wanted to show you, because I used the contrasting purple in the back here so that you could see it on the back side, because you know, depending on if you use a solid color when you're quilting, you really get to see the quilting. But I made it contrasting so that you could see, and I think it turned out beautiful. Lori's going to get a paper towel after I stand up, and I'm going to show, she's going to wet me a paper towel as I fall over the chair, and she sits up, and I'm going to tell you about a few other things. But basting spray, the KK 2000 is a great product to work with it. When you start, you should try the Kimberbell batting. We wanted to share it with you this morning because Kimberbell is coming out with great things all the time. But the blue tiles has been, it's an answer to so many people that want to machine quilt, but they don't feel confident enough to do designs. You can get away from quilting in the ditch. You know, you can just, the sky's the limit with creativity. And Lori's coming back, and I wanted to show you how easy the blue comes out of this. You know, that's people's concern, is can I get rid of those lines? Like I said, Kimberbell has hit another landmark as far as coming out with a nice marker that just goes away. Now, something that was mentioned to us yesterday was, how does it compare to the friction pen? You know, when it gets cold, it comes back. Why are you going to let your quilt get that cold? Are you going to stick your quilt in the freezer to find out if it comes back? You know, where are you putting your quilt that the markings are coming back anyway? But if you see here, I can't answer that, but I sure like that marker. It's all gone at the end.
That's awesome.
Now, you say, what if I'm using a black fabric? I would probably use a fine point chalk marker. And then the little spot here where you put the size of frames that you're using, because you do need to plan out a quilt. We plan out quilts the minute they come in. I look at them and I'm already thinking, and I wanted to show you with Kathy's quilt, because she custom quilted this. And if Lori will come close, you'll see each of her blocks are different throughout this. So I wanted to show how she custom quilted this. And you can custom quilt the bench pillows. If any of you guys have did the bench pillows, it gives you the option to do quilting in the background. So we wanted to show you that. I hope you're excited. The full set, the essential, got to have the essential though to start with. And you also get the slap bands that I didn't talk a lot about. And you can wrap your quilt up this way with it, or if you need to fold away with it, you can use these. So love the slap bands, because you know, you just smack them and they slap. So that's it with that.